And I'm saying, you can trust me. I can see a sorcerer from a mile away.
I haven't tried it.
And you can't be too careful, you know? If they can get Alexander, they can get any of us.
You're right about that. Right as rain, Hilda.
Who rings the bell?
A weathered woman in a dirty sea captain's tunic babbles breathlessly to herself.
It's disgusting, that's what it is.
The bell rings a warning and the tide is on the turn. And I without my compass. The ship is in the locker, on the bottom in the rocky shallows, and all are drowned but me. And yet, can you hear? The bell rings on. The bell haunts me yet, and it would drive me mad. Perhaps I am already mad. But I swear I hear the bells. Please, make it stop.
She buries her head in her hands and cries.
Make it stop.
You're willing to risk Fort Joy for one night with a lizard? Then you're an idiot.
You've got to pick who you can trust.
The bell still rings.
You got that right, Hilda.
Do you hear it?
You got that right.
And I'm saying, you can trust me. I can see a sorcerer from a mile away. And you can't be too careful, you know? If they can get Alexander, they can get any of us.
The bell rings a
Right
warning
about
and
that.
the tide is on the
Right
turn.
as rain, Hilda.
The experience of a lifetime, is it? It's disgusting, that's what it is. Even haven't tried it.
And you can't be too careful, you know? If they can get Alexander, they can get any of us.
You're right about that. Right as rain, Hilda.
What do you want, fish face? See this uniform? That makes me and Tatcha here magisters, not waiters. Get me? Good. Now, tell you what. To make up for your little social blunder, you can help us settle an argument. Thatcher here is one of my dearest friends, but she isn't the brightest.
Thatcher grins hello.
Our mate Boris got posted to Fort Joy for consorting with lizards, and Thatcher here still fancies a turn around the park with Loverick's lizard. I say she'd be sleeping with the enemy. What say you?
The bell rings a warning and the tide is on the turn.
They look at you expectantly. Thatcher bursts out laughing. Eden goes bright red.
Get lost before I throw you in a cell for disrespecting a magister. 2 magisters. The magisters.
Thatcher doesn't look disrespected. Thatcher looks amused.
Disrespecting one magister's enough. Go on. Get lost.
She turns back to her drink.
Of course it's not true.
She tips you a wink, then turns away.
The bell still rings. Do you hear it? Do you hear it?
Got a pick you can trust.
You got that right, Hilka. You got that right.
And honestly, you can trust me. I can see a sorcerer from a mile away.
Who rings the bell?
And you can't be too careful, you know. If they can get Alexander and any of us.
What about that? Right as rain, Hilka.
Of course it's not true. Smile all you want. I'm not in love with you.
Who rings the bell?
And you can't be too careful.
Mother.
Weathered and rugged, the man sleeps soundly. He mumbles in his slumber.
There's bad things in the caves. Bad dwarf things.
His eyes flick wide open, but he's clearly asleep.
Blood and oil do mix, after all.
His eyes open, but he doesn't see you.
The island is ruined and doesn't have a name. Don't go there.
His eyes flick wide open, but he's clearly asleep.
There's no graveyard on the island. Stay away from the graveyard.
Startled, he opens his eyes, but he's staring into the distance. He's still asleep.
Sawdust and wolves, Mother. Sawdust and wolves.
His eyes open, but he doesn't see you.
Arcs for Lucian's Day sounds nice, Mother.
His eyes flick wide open, but he's clearly asleep.
Leave me alone, Mother.
His eyes flick wide open, but he's clearly asleep.
As the heads.
He goes back to sleep.
What about that? Right as rain, Hilka.
I've never been so embarrassed. Of course it's not true. No, I'm not crying.
The bell rings a warning and the tide is on the turn.
Gotta be under trust.
You got that right, Helga. You got that right.
And I'm saying
Of course it's not true.
you can't be too careful, you know. If I can get Alexander.
Smile all you want. I'm not in love with you.
Right, Helga.
I am under attack. For your safety,
Do you hear it?
step away. Explosion imminent. Please stop. Bugger this.
I've never been so...
The bell rings.
Mother, I have no words
I
for
am
that.
under attack. For your safety, step away. Explosion imminent. Please stop. Bugger this.
I've never been so embarrassed.
The bell still rings. Do you hear it? Do you hear it?
Of course it's not true. No, I'm not crying.
The bell rings a warning and the tide is on the turn.
You got that right, Helga. You got that right.
Of course it's not true. Smile all you want. I'm not in love with you.
All right about that. Right as rain, Helga.
Who rings the bell?
I've never been so embarrassed. Of course it's not true. No, I'm not crying.
What the devil are you staring at? Here now. Have you a reason for barging into my room, sir? When one's in a small town, one must expect small town manners, I see.
All right about that. Right as rain, Helga.
Of course it's not true. I've never been so embarrassed.
He squints at you and laughs. Looking closer, you see the man is wearing a very obvious fake beard. Behind the atrocious fox hair, you recognize the mischievous twinkling eyes of a lone wolf. Callum.
Iffin! Forgive my style. I look a right pickled pepper pot, don't I? Look, we can't all be follically gifted like yourself, Ben Mesd. Oh, nice job on Alexander, by the way. That'll net you a pretty penny, I'd wager. Oh, we all knew you got the contract, so when news arrived about his, untimely passing, I put two and two together. I may not be as sharp as your claws, but I'm no dolt. So what next? Grapevine says you know the whereabouts of more Godwoken. Guess you'll be taking them on over Roost's Way, eh?
His eyes widen and he whistles low, the movement causing the fake beard to slip sideways on his face.
Well now, been nice knowing you, Ifan. But you're a goner now, no matter what. And I might as well be the one to collect on the contract.
Of course it's not true.
And I'm saying, you can trust me. I can see it's I'm not in love with you. If I can get Alexander.
Got that right, Helga. You got that right.
What the devil are you staring at? It's as lush as it's always been. Now train your eyes on my treasures, not my person. Here now, have you a
He squints.
Iffin! Look, we can't... Oh, nice job on Alexander, by the way. That'll net you... Oh, we also... What next? Grapevine... Wow! Sure, Roost'll love to hear it. You know where he's at? Him and the boys are camped out at an abandoned...
Baron hunkers down and sketches a rough map from your present location on the floor using an apple, some playing cards, and a fistful of threads pulled up from the carpet.
Suppose you'd best get moving, huh? And I'd best get back to living the no-thrills-barred life of this chump. Ah, you'll know how it is. Pretend you own the place and a surprisingly large number of people just go along with it. But I won't lie, the beard does go down well with the ladies.
Baron laughs and swats you away.
I've never been so embarrassed. Of course it's not true.
Got it taken into the trance.
No, I'm not crying.
You got that right, Helga. good find.
But Mother, I'm sleepy.
I've never been so embarrassed. Of course it's not true.
So what about that? What does radio got?
No, I'm not crying.
Prepare yourself.
What the devil are you staring at?
Your beard, my lord. It seems less lush somehow.
It's as lush as it's always been. Now train your eyes on my treasures, not my person.
Yes, my lord.
Nice. Lucky find.
Come on,
Of course it's not true. Smile all you want.
Yes, my
I'm not in love with you.
The trickster formerly known as Callow stands in Baron Levier's robes, twirling his fake moustache with what can only be described as supreme panache.
Of course it's not true. Smile all you want. I'm not in love with you.
You got that right, Hilka. You got that right.
I've never been so embarrassed. Of course it's not true.
Prepare yourself.
I'm not crying.
Bell rings the warning and the tide is on the turn.
I've never been so embarrassed. Of course it's not true. No, I'm not crying. I'm not in love with you.
Could be worse, you know.
Hard to say out.
Lucian's Day is coming up, and there'll be no steak on the table.
Divine order to march.
Buying or selling? Capital. Good luck to you.
Hear ye! Hear ye! Bishop Alexander was slain by Satyrs. Culprit still at large.
Keeping it together, Bree. I'm all right. I know you. You're safe among friends. Never forget.
Hear ye! Queen Justinia executes 24 noblemen for insubordination. Hear ye! Hear ye! Divine order to march against the ancient empire!
Your fish stinks of the void. What kind of rat would sell such filth? I'm all right.
The kind that don't fancy starving, along with the rest of this town.
You're safe among friends.
It's all well and good for you with your rations. We've got to take what we can get.
Keep talking to all from you'll end up eating sawdust from a cell floor.
Ah,
Much business today? Not much. People don't want to leave town. Can't blame them. There's no safety in
Hear ye!
Well, keep steady. People
Queen
still need
Justinia
food.
executes
Bye,
24
soon enough.
noblemen for insubordination. Hear ye! Hear ye! Divine order to march against the ancient empire!
Woke up this morning in a sweat. Can't get that.
Hear ye!
and sound. That's all you've got to think about right now.
Culprits didn't laugh.
Keeping it together, Reed.
Your fish stinks of the void. What kind of rat would sell such filth?
The kind that don't fancy starving, along with the rest of this town. It's all well and good for you with your rations. We've got to take what we can get.
Keep talking, dwarf, and you'll end up eating sawdust from a cell floor.
Ah.
Divine order to march against the ancient empire!
Keeping it together, Reed. I'm all right. As long as you don't think about it too much.
Bishop Alexander was
You're safe
slain
among
by
friends.
singers.
Never forget it.
Culprits didn't laugh.
Smells worse
Tell
over
me,
here than
you
a
heard any
dozen rotten
news?
eggs dropped in a vat of vinegar.
Nothing good. The void woken are everywhere.
Not like you're buying
Thank the divine you're here to
They
protect
don't
us.
come visit your tongue. Who will?
Yes, of course.
Noblemen for insubordination.
Buying or selling? Capital.
Hear ye! Hear ye! Divine order to march against the ancient empire! Bishop Alexander was slain by singers!
Made it back, safe and sound. That's all you've got to think about right now. Got word from the factory that another boat went down. Things ain't looking good.
Yeah. You suppose the Manitses will get rid of the void woken anytime soon?
Doubt it. Now they've got that hellacious general in charge. What do they call her? The Axe?
The hammer. Hope you're wrong. Time will tell, I suppose.
Your fish stinks of the void. What kind of rat would sell such filth?
Never forget.
The kind that don't fancy starving, along with the rest of this town. It's all well and good for you with your rations. We've got to take what we can get.
Keep talking, dwarf, and you'll end up eating sawdust from a cell floor.
Good luck to you.
Hear ye! Hear ye! We Justinian executes 2,000 noblemen for insubordination!
Made it back, safe and sound. That's all you've got to think about right now. Easier said than done, Ada. Smells worse over here than a dozen rotten eggs dropped in a vat of vinegar.
Well, don't come over. Not like you're buying anything.
If I don't come visit your tongue, who will?
Wouldn't you like to know?
Even if you
could be worse, you know.
Hard to say how.
You could be a dwarf, for starters.
Hear ye! Hear ye! Queen Justinia executes 24 noblemen for insubordination!
Welcome to Sloan and what's worse. Can't get us too
Hear ye!
made it back safe and sound. That's all you gotta think about right now. Easier said than done, Ada.
You eating any of your own fish?
Raise the dwarven race!
At least here we still got some magicians to look over us. Figure it's time to prove yourself. Let's get it done. Will be greater than us all, Your Majesty. The dreams of dreamers speak true.
Smoke billows from this strange contraption. It's adorned with hoses, levers and slots. Smoke billows from this strange contraption. It's adorned with hoses,
Quite a beauty, ain't she, Governor? Let me tell you how she rolls. First, you come to me and you buy yourself some Drudnay. That's always step one. Next, you put some leaves into one of them slots and pull the... Now, all you gotta do is suckle the right mouthpiece, and before you know... Oh, and by the by, come talk to me if you want something that'll...
Smoke billows from this strange contraption. It's adorned with... You smoke and feel adrift.
What do you want? Boss is busy.
Beast strokes his beard for a few seconds, buries his hand inside it, then whips it out again to display his extended middle finger. He marches past, finger still raised, to the chagrin of the guard shrugs back.
Boss can take care of himself. I'd like to see your friend try that with him. I'm not here to chit-chat with the likes of you.
Maybe I ought to take a finger or two. Don't you think, boss?
I brought you up from girl to woman, Marla. Like you was my own. This.
He lifts his right arm, showing a white bandage beneath his ribs. A wet red spot shows through.
This ain't the thanks I expected. Who sent you?
The formidable dwarf slams his fist on the side table. You hear a loud crack.
Enough! Do you know they killed Anna? Do ya? Start talking sense or I'll take that tongue right out of your mouth and fry it for supper.
Beast growls under his breath and slowly reaches for his weapon. Beast thrusts his weapon at his fellow dwarf, who looks first to you, then to Beast. He's surprisingly unfazed by the obvious threat.
Bard! Cade! Get her to talk or bleed her out. She ain't one of mine anymore.
His sneer travels from the restrained dwarf to you.
And you? You're a brave lad waltzing in here now. I know who you are, you know. The Beast of the Sea. What brings you to this good-for-nothing town?
Operation Downfall, you numbskull. And you'll tell me what you know, or I'll turn your guts inside out and stuff them down your throat.
Disgusting. Well, before you go blood-crazed, you should know the Queen's no friend of mine. Not no more.
He hawks a wad of spit on the floor, then motions to the room around him.
I'm a businessman. I can't say I always keep things on the up and up, but I don't think a rogue pirate's got a lot of room to judge a man for his various trade concerns. And what Justinia's cooking up ain't so good for my bottom line. I don't want to help Justinia. I want to stop her.
Beast considers Lohar's words for a moment, then sheaths his weapon and motions to Lohar to keep talking.
I thought you'd see things my way. Come, make yourself comfortable. We'll have a chat when you're ready.
The battered dwarf pulls her lips back into a garish, open-mouthed grin, flashing blood-stained teeth.
Not much of a landlubber, but sometimes I get no choice in the matter. Besides, there's business to take care of. I always figured every dwarf is pure of heart when they pop out of their mummas, but we ain't born cruel, we're made cruel. That means we can be made uncruel. Not sure Lohar will ever be an upstanding member of his community. But he knows where to draw the lines.
What do you want? Boss is busy. Listen up. Don't want...
Watch out for Murga, stranger. She's a formidable fighter, our dear arena champion, and not one to suffer fools lately.
Good gods! In the shadows, a dwarven woman spits obscenities down upon a caged void-woken. She exudes a powerful air of menace and an even more powerful odor of old sweat and dried blood. She spies you and glowers.
More fodder for the arena. Let Murga the champion test how good your reflexes are.
Curling her torn lip back over broken teeth, she grabs your hand and pulls you down to the ale-soaked table. Never losing eye contact, she begins arm wrestling you. She glimmers in and out of view, merging with the shadows. In an instant, you are pinioned by the very move you attempted. She slams your hand against the table, hard enough to draw blood.
You need to practice more, dear. Try some pull-ups before you even think about going one-on-one with me. I bested that void-woken below us, you know. Dragged that scaly lump down there with my own 2 hands. So, since you can't hope to beat me...
Who in their right mind would keep a void-woken locked up like this? Who in their right mind would keep a void-woken locked up like this?
Did you know our arena champion's a bloody cheat, stranger? Murga tripped me and bit off my earlobe before the fight had even started.
Figure it's time to prove yourself. Let's get it done. That's the spirit. But I've got to tell you, you probably want to see Murga round the corner before you draw blood. She'll want to talk with you herself before she'll assent to any challenge. Watch your words, mind. She takes against you, there'll be... Well, you better start caring. Without her, on your way then.
In the shadows, a dwarven woman's
more fodder for the...
Curling her torn lip back over broken teeth, she grabs your hand and pulls you down to the ale-soaked table. She glimmers in and out of view, merging with the shadows.
You need to practice more, dear. Try some pull-ups before you even think of... I bested that void-woken below us, you know. Dragged that scaly lump down there with my own 2 hands. Ah! Based on your performance so far, that's cute. But I shouldn't judge your baby steps. The lion judges not the pussycat, eh?
Murga raises one surprisingly delicate eyebrow.
Ah! Go talk to the raucous one. Tell him I sent you, and he'll set you up for a challenge. Then, I'll...
Down for a little scuffling and tussling? Is that so? Well, looks like the crowd'll get its money's worth, for sure. You accept her challenge, do you? All right, just make sure to keep the blindfold on. You take it off, you lose the challenge. In any case, you're in for a treat, laddie. Better than sweet cream stew on Lucian's Day. Who's coming along with you?
mine. I'll yield to nothing.
Brave lad, all sitting here now. I hope for your sake you've got good news for me. If you don't already know the answer to that, I reckon you don't have much to tell me.
He winces loudly and holds a hand to the bandage on his side. The large red spot in its center has grown larger and wetter.
Leave a wound alone and it'll patch itself right up. Longer it takes, the less likely you'll let it happen again. If it won't heal, then it's your time to go. So, how'd you make it out of Fort Joy? I've got to say I'm impressed. I love a good story. Here's one I heard lately. A group of strangers landed on the beaches outside town. Meister Siever's people. You one of her little seekers? Chasing down Godwoken and begging them to save us all? Alder's been telling us all kinds of this and that about Godwoken. Haven't seen any evidence of them myself. So no, I'm not convinced. We're swirling the drain. If someone doesn't plug it, we'll slip down easy as you please. So, what do you want? Reckon I do. Knowing Siever, she sent you looking for sorcerers, I bet. I could help you. But last I heard, you was working for the Magisters. Big shots at the boats. Now, why in the name of all that hurts would I help a worm like that? What a load of shite. Siever's got an eye for talent, though. Maybe there's something to you. I reckon I could help you out. Depending on what you can do for me.